we do get solar in the top right here. And at the bottom left it is Protozoa P, aka Hupsaiya. Of course, remember, this is being played on the PTR, so the current patch changes are live on this one. And these is the new athletic candidates. And yeah, as you can see, you start on a high ground into a high ground and a ramp. Basically, you have 2 ramps. And this is basically like side delta, right? This is also like the side delta approach. You have a low ground in front of your natural, and then this 3 ramp setup again into those extra expansions. And yeah, that's about it, kind of. It's basically like side delta, just a little bit different. This map feels very long. Travel distance. I think Zombie Grub does do some of those checks actually. Standard opening here for solar. And yeah, I mean, remember the Zerg changes. Hatcheries are now 275 minerals. Queens cost, I think, 175 now, so a tiny bit more. Yeah, definitely Zerg got the better end of this patch. This was the Zerg Cabal patching this one. Couple links. And again, a Stargate opening here. Not really surprising. Now with the extra energy as well, oracles feel even more powerful than they did before. And they already were the most powerful opening to begin with. So yeah, not really surprising here. I think it's a very good, solid opening here for Protoss in this matchup. Maybe even in all matchups now. It still needs to be figured out, I guess, for PvP, because there the sentry feels stronger. Maybe even in PvT the sentry might be stronger. Sniping a creep chum is nice. Let's be careful not to finish that shade. If you would, it would lose the adapt. Spore crawlers deal extra damage now, so yeah. I mean, what wasn't buffed for Zerg, right? The Oracle did not get overcharged. So far has been prioritizing a chrono boosts here. Kind of curious to see if he waits to overcharge this one or if he just goes straight across. Well, Zerglings are gonna find that Oracle. The first Oracle didn't really do anything. Did get a tag off in that main base. Just flew out again. So trying to take his third base here rather safely. I guess our Protoss player. Not sure about this actually. I mean, you have a longer high ground, but I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure which base I would prefer. This one on the left or the one on the right. I guess he just wants to expand away from his opponent, so the one on the right makes sense. There we go, overcharge is being used here on one of these oracles. Forge Twilight coming up. Third oracle also on the way. So yeah, you need to start using this. This is one of the downsides, I guess, from this overcharge thing. If you don't use it, you will just pull up to 200 energy and then the value just decreases incredibly fast. You need to do something, even if it's just random stasis traps across the map. Or attack or anything. He could fight this actually. He wants. I mean, there's a lot of transfuse energy as well, but now gateway wall. That's gonna be the idea here. A few links. Going ahead and trade against those probes, and we do have 5 adepts now. He's gonna try to fight these queens with 5 adepts, 3 oracles. He does target the high energy oracle first. A lot of zerglings are gonna be here for the defense, but hey man, this was a good trade I think for Protoss. I mean, he loses 4 of his adepts, but he gets maybe 2 queens? Let's actually check. Yeah, 2 queens, 26 links. I think it's a good trade. When he did lose a couple of units back at home. But yeah, if he can finish up this wall and solidify his position here on 3 bases, it's not gonna be too shabby for him, I guess. +1 on Blink on the way now. 3 oracles still alive, that's a big part of it. You should definitely throw down a couple of stasis traps around here and in front of the gateways, maybe even as well here. Or inside the mineral line. You have so much energy, they're like... I mean, what are you waiting for with the energy? Trying to kill queens again? Man, those things erupt something, I don't know. There you go, bam. Finally we see a lot of stasis traps here. I'm gonna try to snipe a queen, but got a good transfuse plus pullback here from our Zerg player. He did see that stasis trap's gonna sacrifice 1 roach. Stand there and block a little bit. Now again we do have a Ling run into this 3rd base. There's no shield battery, there's no cannon, there's nothing to defend this, there's no stasis trap as I said earlier. Definitely a not acceptable loss here for a Protoss player. Could be avoided. Might even lose this adept here in the wall. There we go, quick whopping. But now Solar moves in for the kill on that army. Hupsaiya is still fast enough to react here. But all of his kind of street of stasis traps is down to 1 last stasis. And he needs to be careful, man. Solar might just snipe those guys. Now, this is not where you want to go with your stalkers. Lose 1 for free. Almost a 2nd one. We'll keep it alive for now. Storm's not ready yet, so the Archon is forced here. Now Oracle's trying to shoot down Roach Ravager, but I mean they can't even fight off the queens, and queens are plentiful, as well as the roaches and everything else. 1 cannon is not gonna be enough. Shield battery is not gonna be enough here to stop the onslaught of Zerg going on right now. Imagine a couple stasis traps on those guys, huh? Might have been better. I'm not sure. Of course, those are avoidable. You can work your way through those, but it feels like this game might just be over. Oracles are gonna stay alive for now. We do have Storm now, and there is an overcharge available. So he could warp in a Templar and get 2 Storms immediately. That's a possibility. He doesn't do it. Maybe he's too focused on other things. Doesn't realize his Storm didn't actually finish up. He's gonna lose another 14 probes here, 15 probes. +2 is maybe even gonna get denied, but well, he might just lose all of his army before this +2 even comes into play. Now Oracles again turning on here, trying to shoot away at these enemies, but yeah. GG, well played. Solar's gonna take map number 1. Ultra love. Love to see it. I want to see the new Ultralisk. Alrighty. So yes, I guess Amygdala Amy Solar's up 1-0. Yeah, so I really want to see that new Ultralisk and how that looks and how it pushes through Zerglings, for example, how strong it actually is. But I guess the matchup we would see it most likely in would be a ZVT. Top right, Solar, up 1-0, bottom left, it is Hupsaiya, playing as Protoss OP. Needs to crawl back into this game. Wasn't really looking too strong. I mean, except for his adept pressure in the very early game. Everything looked quite off. Everything else. I hope he can kind of find himself here. This becoming a hatchery, this drone. A worthwhile life. Giving up a lot of freedom just to become a structure. Now, so Hupsaiya might try something sneaky now here with this probe. I wouldn't mind a proxy. A proxy Stargate could be very interesting to see. Maybe this was just a little bit lazy scouting there. Waiting a little bit. We got the Nexus up and running here. And of course the omnipotent cybernetics core. Building that enables everything for the Protoss race. It is basically the infrastructure in Protoss. It is the exact infrastructure. It enables everything. Units, buildings, tech trees, upgrades, so many things. I wonder if Solar's gonna start work on these rocks here very early, or what his plans are gonna be. Oh, he's just gonna throw away a hatchery at this third base location. And he's gonna nibble his rocks away at the ramp. Unbuildable plates. Yep, that depth, I mean, look at this position. He hops over this corner, basically. Once he steps onto this thing, he just like, bloop. Of course, a thing that will be fixed if this map ever makes it into a later edition. A void ray opening. Okay, so a little bit different. This will open up some more potential to hide things here for our Protoss player if he proceeds and kill all of these overlords. Second unit out of the Stargate will be the Oracle, of course. I could cancel now and go for a Phoenix, which wouldn't make any sense after an Void Ray, I guess. I mean, you can still do it. You can go for another Void Ray. You can do a lot of things, but people just don't do it. It's not as good as our Oracles, of course. Oracles are just so powerful. No, Zerg's looking good. He still didn't take out this rocks here, so it doesn't seem like he wants really to go into a game where he needs to take that base on the gold. gonna send some links across the map now. The Void Ray just passed through, so it's kind of out of position. The Oracle as well, and which was overcharged, so this base might just fall. He's gonna cancel a building over here. I think it was a shield battery. And he's gonna warp in a couple more depths. Honestly, if you warp in more depths there, you don't need to bring back your air fleet. Definitely a little bit of wasted time now. The Oracle just flies into 3 queens. It's gonna fall. No, it comes, so gets away there. Wow. My third base is up, but it's not running yet. Oh, there we go. Fast Tempest. I did miss the fleet beacon here. Second Stargate, of course. Some crazy stuff here from our Protoss player. It's gonna go full air. It's gonna complement this with a few adepts on the low ground at first to try and hold his base, also to make it look very normal. And yeah, Solar doesn't know about this. He needs to go into Aspire to counter this. The Tempest change. I mean, so a few things. I really like it on this map because you have this big area here, which is inaccessible, and if he opens up this path for himself, then he can just camp there, and he can even throw down an Nexus here and throw down shield batteries and whatnot, and I don't know. He can definitely camp there. Now, Tempests do cost less supply, 1 less supply, but they also do shoot 1 less range. I think it's only against air though, I'm not sure. Might be air to ground. Now we do have a ton of links coming in. Let's see what the Oracle is. It should still have a lot of energy. As I said, it's sitting at 200. Could definitely help out in this attack, but I mean, now he's gonna bring the Tempest. There we go. He might just lose the base though. Tempests will clear this, but they just won't be fast enough to clear. And the Queens are gonna die here. There's some creep, but it's pretty far away. Overlords dropping some here. In the back. He's trying to get down a creep 2 more. Oh my god, it just doesn't work. Now finally he's gonna play some creep, but the base actually does survive, so this attack is not gonna gonna fall flat. But this was a great scout. We do see a Spire coming up. We do see Solar has 70 drones behind this, so he's looking good on the economy. Trap 2 drones here. Now, Tempests are going across the map though. They have been wasting some time at Overlords, which is great here for our Zerg player because it buys him so much time. And we don't have charge yet. So those Zealots, they're not going to be great against those Links. 4 Tempests now already. Looking pretty good on the Tempest growth. And he's switching into Void Rays now. We don't have the Void Ray or Tempest damage or the Void Ray speed. Oh, that Oracle is gonna get saved in the last second here. And he still hasn't opened up his gold base. He needs to get rid of this mineral bank. And there we go. He's gonna throw down these rocks now. Solar is creeping, wow, like a crazy man into this direction here. He has a creep highway basically to the door of the 3rd base. Now he's going into some Corruptors. He's going into +1 attack. He's gonna open up his own gold base. Should open up these rocks to open up the middle. For himself, at least. Now he's gonna hunt for those Tempests, but already enough Void Rays, I feel like, and enough Tempests to defend this against that amount of Corruptors. Doesn't look scary. Excuse me. Oh, he's using the Corruptor ability to open up the rocks. That's kind of interesting to see. The Oracle is lost. Now there's a lot of Void Rays, but this might just be too many Corruptors. There's no Archons beyond this, behind this, below this. This is a nice stasis trap though. You can't really fight this without your ground force because there's too many Stalkers. This is gonna buy another 20 seconds, as we learned earlier for our Protoss player here, where just Solar simply cannot attack. The army for Protoss will grow. He didn't get +1 air weapons though, is one thing I really don't like with this strategy, and now he's gonna lose the first few Void Rays. Another nice stasis trap, but not trapping enough units. Now next Void Ray is gonna fall here, and those Corruptors are just looking so strong. Man, Corruptors. Crazy units. And he's gonna get the GG. Solar wins over Protoss OP. Not so OP then.